warm welcome to our special interview trails in our series on 4 years of Modi government, where we go out to every ministry and ask the ministers to self-appraise them as to how they have performed in the last 4 years. Today on the show, I welcome Union HRD Minister Prakash Javadekar. Welcome, sir, on our special program.
Always welcome for Rajya Sabha TV. I like it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Javadekar. My first question to you is that how has been the journey of the HRD Ministry in the last 4 years?
Yeah, it's a very major journey. It's a transformation of education under dynamic leadership of Narendra Modi ji, because he has a peculiar interest in education and he always guides us as how to progress, take it further. And therefore, we have transformed in practically school and higher education, all aspects of education. And therefore, this is important. I'll just tell you. The story is that 10 years ago, the rule was made that there will be no examination from 1st standard to 8th standard. And so till 10th, even 10th board was also optional. So no examination till 12th. That was actually the problem. And therefore, we created in government schools, many schools became midday meal schools. Ana, khana, jana. And therefore, we decided to bring in accountability and a system in place, because there should not be unnecessary tension of exam, but there has to be some challenge and some goal to attain. And therefore, all states were requesting and demanding that the no detention policy should be changed. We have changed that. Now the bill is before Parliament. In July session that will be passed. From next year, there will be examination of 5th and 8th. So that is one part of the story. But there was another lacuna in the right to education. The learning outcomes were mentioned, but the whole emphasis was on input, not on outcome. So we defined outcomes year by year, class by class, subject by subject. So now we have clarity on what students' abilities he must acquire in each class, in each subject. And therefore, now it is the responsibility of all stakeholders, schools, teachers, students and their parents.
Okay.
This year we are going to give a pamphlet to parents also, telling that if your ward is in 4th standard, he must acquire this knowledge, this knowledge, this knowledge. So what we get in each survey, after survey, that 8th class student cannot solve 5th class maths, or 7th class student cannot read 4th class text. This will never happen again. The one generation has lost it, but now we will regain it and there will be a meaningful education in schools. There was another problem in school education, that teachers, 15 lakh, were unqualified. They were just 12 pass. They had not done their diploma in education. We are conducting diploma in education through Swayam new technologies, Swayam portal, online education as well as available on TV. So offline education also. And every day 15 lakh teachers are doing training for diploma in education. This is also world's record. And so well-equipped teacher, an accountable outcome system and an examination at 5th and 8th will all improve the government school quality.
There are several reports which say that HRD Ministry has been the only ministry which has been very productive, especially in the last 1 year. And if you just look at the last 1 year's journey, I mean, right from the time when the former HRD minister quit and then you took over, you almost had to begin everything from the scratch in the ministry. At least that's what several reports point out.
No, but so I don't agree with that, because Smriti has also done very good job, and I am carrying it forward. And we have taken many new initiatives, but that's a joint work. We work under Narendra Modi ji as a team, and we'll continue to work as a team.
But if you look at the journey of last 4 years, has 2017 and 18 been the most productive according to you?
No, because many things which fructify are sown much earlier also. But I'll tell you what things have changed. There was Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan for 25 years. Now what we have done is that Samagra Shiksha, a new concept, right, which takes care from preschool to 12th standard.
Okay.
It's amalgam of earlier schemes plus addition of new things. The marginalized section girls, students, who used to get Kasturba Gandhi Vidyalaya hostel and education facility from 6 to 8 standard, we are now expanding it up to 12 standard. So that's a big Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Then we are starting library in each school. This is Padhe Bharat, Badhe Bharat. We are also giving grant for sports equipment for each school. This is Khele India, Khile India. So all these together, we are planning to have a new look for all colleges, and Swachh Vidyalaya, girls' toilets, all happened during last 4 years, and that is major achievement, and I am very happy for school education reforms, where we are also now starting integrated B.Ed course. From next year, there will be integrated B.Ed. So those who want to become teachers. When you talk about
the integrated B.Ed course,
means BA B.Ed 4-year
okay.
course,
okay.
BCom B.Ed 4-year course, BSc B.Ed 4-year course. So they will join that course only who want to become teachers by choice. So that's a more focused attempt, and this will really develop the school education. The quality improvement was important, and Atal Tinkering Lab we have started in 2400 schools. We'll expand it further. See, this is artificial intelligence, robotics, and also 3D printing, like modern research facilities in schools.
Okay.
So that
which has never been tried earlier.
Never been tried again. Last 48 years, nobody tried this. We started it, and so it is. All these initiatives are new initiatives. So no comparison of previous period. These are new initiatives, Modi government initiative. And Atal Tinkering Lab, we organize Olympiad of school students, and many brilliant students of 9th and 10th standards came with brilliant ideas. This is how innovation culture you have to inculcate in students right from school days. We are taking it up to higher education. Now there is an open invitation for innovation that is called Smart India Hackathon. Hackathon is organized world over for many years, but India organized it last year when I heard first time, and I organized it. 40,000 students participated last year, and 54 real solutions for people's real problems have been developed and are ready for deployment. So that is how things happen. Innovation happens, and this year 1 lakh students have participated. So this is effort to create innovation culture right from school days.
Of course, the right beginnings have been made, sir, but despite all the efforts which the government is putting in, if you talk about the higher education, what is the reason that why Indian universities are still failing to come up in the top echelons of the international rankings? And what is the government doing about it?
Higher education, we have really a challenge, because as school quality was not good, so there was quality problem in higher education also, and our institutional mechanism was such that we have 800 plus universities, but we don't rank anywhere in first 200. Mm-hmm. So then Singapore is a city state, and they have 5 universities in first 200. So that's how things are happening, and therefore Prime Minister suggested that there should be Institute of Eminence who will be granted complete freedom to do their experimentation and excel themselves so that they become world class and attain in 10th years status in first 200 ranks. That is the target, and you have to plan. This is a 10-year plan, and that is how you have to plan, and those institutes will be declared very soon.
Whenever we are thinking of such policy and infrastructural changes, obviously you need to have a legal framework. And in terms of the legal accomplishments, HRD Ministry has really done some unprecedented work in terms of granting autonomy to the IIMs and the institutions of higher learning. So in terms of the legal framework accomplishments, are you really satisfied as a minister that you've really done well, or more needs to be done on this front?
See, my temperament is that I'll never be fully happy, because then I'll stop working. So I will always be trying hard to gain more and more. Now one more idea has come. There is lot of unemployment, particularly of general graduates. Why this happens? Because they don't acquire good skill along with education.
Right.
And therefore they become unemployable many times. So what is the solution? So we are making now BA professional, BSc professional, BCom professional as an option, because where 1000 hours of courses will be added to the existing courses. So there will be complete personality development, soft skill development, and also some particular skills which the students will choose. He will get skills of that course also. So when he becomes graduate, he is fully equipped, will be absorbed very soon. So that's a new thing. But along with that, as you were asking, my first question is, we have to increase the access. Only we have 25% now gross enrollment ratio. When we came to power, it was 21%. Now we have increased to 25%. Now we'll increase it further to 30% in next 3 years, but still it's low. How to improve it? Therefore, we have made new regulations of open distance learning and online learning only we have made recently. So online learning regulations for the first time in India. So students can, though they are working,
at the school and the college level both.
At the college level and school level after 9th. And more importantly, because NIOS we have, so 10th and 12th they can pass through open board. But this also will improve the access and affordable access to all. And Swayam is the new latest thing. Swayam is India's online, own MOOCs, mass online courses are conducted. More than 1000 courses. 10 months ago we launched it, and now 22 lakh users. They are professors, they are teachers, they are students, they are senior citizens, they are professionals. All are doing various courses.
So in terms of jobs, when you talk about the celebration of 4 years of Modi government, every ministry has been asked to come out with a booklet, and also in terms of the number of jobs which each ministry has created. So if I were to ask you how many jobs has HRD ministry come out with, so would you have a little data on that?
All jobs created, practically educated job created, are they are our students from HRD Ministry. But more importantly, even HRD Ministry, I was calculating, more than 150 new universities started. 103 KG started. More recruitment is done in all sectors. We have 1 crore teachers. So 9 lakh teachers have been recruited in last. Lecturers and professors have been recruited in various colleges throughout the country. More than 1 lakh. More than 10 lakh posts have been filled by like that. Then there are more than millions of jobs have been created because of HRD's own recruitment also drive. Plus there is employment oriented education promoted and doing exactly simultaneously working with skill ministry. The employability has increased.
So your ministry is in direct competition with which ministry?
No, we are not.
In terms of jobs creation?
No.
The infrastructure.
We are not in competition. See, we are all partners for progressing the country to make country a full employment country, and the infrastructure. Nitin Gadkari ji, the way he is working is also testimony for creation of jobs, because after all, what creates jobs? Housing, roads, ports, airports, all kinds of infrastructure and related service activities create the jobs, and that's what we are providing the capable manpower to it.
There were a lot of regulatory framework which, like for example, the transformation of UGC into the proper commission under which like AICTE, UGC and NCT will all be subsumed under one council. Now, when is that happening? When are we going to see that?
There is a proposal and we are in a draft stage of making. What is the basic idea is that all the regulators should function similarly, transparently and more efficiently, so that people don't have trouble, or everywhere there should be new processes and no different regulations. So different subjects they will be dealing, but the processes will be same, efficiency will improve and there will be transparency everywhere. So that is an effort that's in draft stage, discussion stage. Will reach to the conclusion very soon.
So will it happen, sir, before 2019, or maybe it could take longer?
I hope so, but there is no date for that. But we are already improving UGC, we are already reforming AICTE, and many new changes we have brought which have helped all good people, because we have granted graded autonomy to the top class. Those who acquire the 10% top institute in education are now completely free. They need not come time and again for small things to UGC or AICT. They are free now. That is how Institute of Eminence, 20 world-class universities. Then there will be other IIM bill is passed. That also grants complete autonomy to IIMs to function. We must believe in our good institutes. And that is the philosophy behind all this autonomy effort. And research and innovation, like I said, we have created a higher education finance agency. From market, we are bringing money 1 lakh crore. This is addition. Because every time people used to say that we are not giving 6%. Now we will be giving more than that.
Like for example, during the UPA regime, this was a basic rant that there were no funds, to fund the higher institutions.
67,000 crore was the budget when we came to power of total education budget of 13-14. Now we have the budget of 85,000 plus 25,000 crore from HIPAA, so 1,10,000 crore. It's a huge investment in education by any government, and such a huge phenomenal increase is very important, and that is what makes us different.
So what is going to be the role of the national funding agency which we are talking about? Are they going to fund the institutes of higher learning? How is the process going to be?
They will provide essentially for creating research infrastructure, because we lack in innovation. We need to create research infrastructure, academic infrastructure to the institutes where government institutes will get funding and government takes responsibility. Only part, we have decided no fees will be increased because of this additional funding, but income will generate, and from that income also they can pay part money is paid by government. So that is a new model of financing which helps in giving more investment and completing the projects which otherwise languish for 5-6 years, now will be completed in next 3 years.
And also I would like to understand from you this National Testing Authority,
National
which is going to be the
Agency.
National Testing Agency, I'm sorry.
वो इसलिए है because we have seen this time, CBSE was actually a board which used to conduct only 10th and 12th exams.
Right.
Then 10th were also small exam because they were optional. Now they are conducting, they got very credibility, and therefore Supreme Court also said that NEET should be conducted by CBSE, JEE is conducted by CBSE, NET is conducted by CBSE. So 24 different exams for 1.5 crore students and teachers is conducted by CBSE. It's a special function, and therefore CBSE is a board. Instead of it becoming an examination thing, now we want to create a separate national testing agency which will follow world practices, best practices, so technology based new innovative methods, so that there will be no leakage, there will be no copying, there will be no impersonation, a perfect examination like GRE, GMAT.
Right.
It is conducted world over 190 countries, but there is no complaint anywhere. And that's how things happen.
So if National Testing Agency comes into force, then phenomena like paper leak which have been happening will be completely done away with.
Even during CBSE also paper leakage has not happened many times. It has happened sometimes. But this was also this time, it was one person and one bank manager's collusion and one lady who all are arrested and they will suffer now. But the issue was because of their own greed, they leaked the paper, and because of WhatsApp, it went viral. And that is what we have now decided with many new systems, so that there will be no paper leakage.
So I would like to also understand from you that there is there were reports in the newspapers in the past that there was a panel which was formed, which is going to look into the 12,000 years of evolution into culture, and how the scriptures will be written. So what is the agenda of this committee which has been formed? Because the opposition parties and the regional parties have been reading it as something that it's like rewriting of history, but all sorts of...
We have not appointed any such committee.
Okay.
And I am not in knowledge of any such committee. What we have done is even updation of books.
Okay.
We have not rewritten any book. Okay. But updation of book is a regular process. There also I introduce a crowdsourcing pattern. So we asked all teachers who are teaching their subject, if they find any lacuna in their studies, they can suggest. So they gave more than 1200 suggestions, 700 were good, and those suggestions have been incorporated. But updation is a regular exercise. We have not rewritten anything.
So all these stories which are coming out about that the history books are being rewritten is just a hogwash.
There is not committee even.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sir, talking to you about the promises which were made in the manifesto in 2014, out of that there was a huge talk about how education will contribute 6% to the GDP. If I were to ask you,
out of GDP, 6% must be invested in education.
Now in education.
With HIFA model, we are investing more than 6% now.
Okay. So what is this model? Because people still write that we are not contributing enough. Education is...
No, now we are contributing really enough. From 63,000 crore, in 4 years we have come to 1,10,000 crore. It's a huge addition.
Okay.
It's not double, but it is 70% rise. And therefore, it is very important how we could achieve that because of this corporate like funding coming from market borrowing, but government takes the interest burden of it, and the finance is made for creating research infrastructure which generates income, and there is no burden on students.
So, but I mean, this is quite a huge amount which you're talking about.
Yeah.
But why is there a perception that there is no increased public spending on education?
No, there is an increase. This year only it has happened. Okay. So now I am reaching out to people because in budget we declared 85,000 crore, but we declared also HIFA. Now HIFA is materializing, and we have started financing from HIFA, and therefore this year we are expecting 25,000 crore from HIFA funding. So it will be 1,10,000 crore for education.
Okay. Another figure which...
And this is central government.
Okay.
GDP percentage depends upon state contribution also, and they are contributing a lot. And there is investments also done by many others. That also comes there. So all put together, we need to build more than 6%, and we are going in that direction.
Okay. So another figure which I would like to bring to your notice is that there were promises which were made on addressing the acute shortage of teachers, which you yourself spoke about. But according to one data, and this is an official data, that there are total 17,106 teaching positions at 41 UGC funded central universities, out of which 5,997 were vacant as of April 1st, 2017. So what is the percentage of vacancies which are lying vacant?
There are large scale vacancies, that's a true picture. But the issue is, we started pushing up for recruitment.
Okay.
During that time, there was an Allahabad High Court decision on the how to see the roster for scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, OBC. So they said department-wise roster. We were using university as a whole. Therefore, we have gone in SLP. By July, that will be resolved. So last 6 months, there is a problem that there are no new recruitments, but we have already started processes. People have applied, and as soon as Supreme Court gives us a favorable verdict, we'll start recruitment again on large scale. And many, I have asked institutes to try for NRI students to come back.
Okay.
Or Indian students studying abroad to come back. And I'm happy, last month I visited ISER Pune, and 12 foreign educated and foreign employed students returned back to India with the passion to participate in the progress of the country. This is how it is happening.
Mr. Javadekar, when Smriti Irani was the HRD minister, at that time the work on forming the new education policy had started, but then when she quit, again you had to begin things right from the scratch.
Now the national education policy is in last stage.
Okay.
By June end, we'll get the draft.
Okay.
Then it will go to the proper authorities, cabinet and elsewhere. And after all, what it is?
Because it has already missed 2 deadlines. So when are we expecting?
It is not deadline missing. It is an exercise for creating a robust national education policy for next generation from 2020 to 2040.
Okay.
And therefore, it will come and get finalized by 18, and then we'll start some things implementing immediately. Some will take 1 year, 2 years, 3 years.
Okay. So what has been your unfulfilled dream in HRD so far?
Actually,
which
there
you
is
feel that
no,
you could have
because-
done and you've not been able to do it?
What I have not mentioned is, see, for quality improvement, we have increased RUSA allocation, we have increased TechVip allocation, we have started a new initiative of calling foreign professors and taking one course, conducting one course here. We have started National Digital Library. We have started interest subsidy. During UPA's regime, it was only 800 crore rupees subsidy per year. Now it is 2,200 crore rupees, threefold increase.
Okay.
And 10 lakh students will benefit from interest subsidy. So we are ensuring the equity. We are ensuring that no poor student will be denied educational opportunity only because he is poor. If he is merit, he will get the education he deserves.
Okay. So in one line, if I could ask you, what is your next dream now for the HRD ministry?
HRD to consolidate all these initiatives and make it, penetrate it more, and more importantly, reach out to all beneficiaries. That's my program for next year.
Okay. It was a pleasure talking to you, Mr. Javadekar.
Thank you.
So that's it on this episode of our special interview Trails. Goodbye and thanks for watching.